Here we go. Let's hear what they say. Now we go. We're on our way. Escape to reality. Escape to reality. Escape to reality. Escape to reality. Woo!
Welcome everyone to Escape to Reality podcast with Justine
and Geneva. Hello, friends. We're here talking Darcey and Stacey. We can't watch this season of 90 Day anymore, so we apologize. Can't do it. Logged in this past Sunday night, sat down, turned it on. Angela forced Michael with this fucking bullshit psychic, and I turned it off. I can't watch that shit. It's terrible.
Get Christina and Jessica, is that their name? From Extreme Sisters. Or, I mean, it's such a joke. Plus, I hate Ronald and Tiffany.
Oh, yeah.
Depression
too.
Central.
Yep. It's all bad.
Psychopaths, Andre and Libby could care less about.
I can't deal with the show. We're not out of 90 Day. We're out of this season. We'll be back. I think happily ever after.
We're out of the playoffs, folks.
Yeah, we're out of the playoffs. Early elimination. I just think happily ever after.
It's got to almost be over.
It's got to be. It's rough. So we're talking Darcey and Stacey.
It feels like a chore to watch.
Tedious as fuck. I was 20 minutes in and Dorian's like, "You really have to watch this?" I'm like, "God, do I?" Like, no.
And if Dorian's saying that, it means something too, because he is he watches what we watch.
Right. It's just not good.
Because he enjoys a good 90 Day Fiance episode, though, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. When it's good, it's
on
great.
the Love After Lockup front, real quick.
Oh yeah,
I won't burst everyone's bubble. We'll get into detail. We'll do the play-by-play for the main event this weekend. But oh boy, is Nicole and Lacey in a porn together? Can we say tons of porn where it's amateur porn with horrible lighting,
very amateur, like it's in their room with filmed on their
with the
iPhone.
Kids sleeping next door.
Yes. Listen,
I
don't want to get into
she's
it.
An actual porn star.
I'm gonna save it for Love After Lockup. I will just say this:
it's bursting out of my body. I feel like my teeth are gonna fall out. I'm so glad to talk about it.
There's just an angle of something I never want to see with someone licking something that shouldn't be licked.
That's disgusting.
One of the grossest things I've ever seen. I don't understand that being sexual.
If you want to be in the Fight Club, I had to get my new phone with insurance. Then I had it waiting around.
Oh, you're ready to just spread porn on your new phone?
They called me and they were like, they say, return your old phone. So I'm the worst. So then I finally had to switch my phone over. Now I got this stupid phone. I hate this new phone. Second of all, and then the old porn, the link was on the thing, so I'll have to ask Geneva for it on the old phone because my phone wasn't backed up. Somehow bursting at the seams. My last backup was June 2nd.
Oh,
it's okay. I could care less. If it's meant to be on my phone, it's meant to be.
Oh, I love it.
June 2nd. I lost a ton. I know. I got to go through and delete stuff.
Yeah.
So
I got it, guys.
Max.
If you want it, you can message us. We'll send it to you.
I feel bad. Like I'm not going to feel bad about letting people join the Fight Club with that because they're porn stars.
Right. I don't feel bad about that
at all. It's not like amateur porn, like
it is
what's her face?
Porn,
or not amateur porn. I mean, it's not like someone like what's her face, Erin Andrews, who's being peeked at in the hotel room.
Right. Very different.
So
yeah.
But
so we're open for business.
They have a lot of them. I was very in denial that she was an actual porn star.
A lot. We'll give you a recap.
And fuck you, Love After Lockup producers.
I know, enough.
And now Deontay and Nicole's storyline's bullshit to me.
Totally agreed. If you don't watch Love After Lockup, guys, you're missing out. So check it out.
God, I wish they had a Love Island with crackheads like Lacey and Nicole.
That'd be great.
Trash Island. Love Island on Hulu, the UK version. We're a couple weeks behind, but we're watching and we're doing it for our Patreon. Please join. It's a great show.
It's fantastic. Check out our Patreon for everything we're doing this month, and we'll continue Love Island till the bitter end.
Me and my ex, which that show is getting very good, I think.
Gossip Girl.
I like how the storyline's kind of propelling.
I don't love it. I don't hate it, but it's not like appointment television for me.
Yeah. But I don't hate it when I'm watching it. It's kind of fun once I get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're on Twitter, Escape2Pod, and Instagram, Escape to Reality Podcast. Follow us. Thank you to everybody writing us reviews. Got to shout out our new patrons. Before we dive into Darcey and Stacey, Florida housewife, love it. Tell us, where are you going to be on the Housewives? What's the deal? Elizabeth, Jessica, welcome. Welcome to the Fight Club. We love you guys. We're excited to have you. Let's do it. Darcey and Stace. Man, give Darcey 48 hours and it'll all be fucked up. Like, just I had the scene of her, just the opening scene with her track showing, crying, looking all disheveled. Nothing like it. There's nothing like Darcey. There just isn't.
I think Darcey, we've probably said this before. She's a drunk, huh?
You think?
Yeah, I think that's why they got into a fight. She comes home shit-faced and starts fighting with him about his past, like the good old Justine would do.
I mean, I just loved her, like her going out there with him sulking in the corner with his like chain smoking his cigarette with his shades on. I mean, that was gold to me. And she's like she was having a fight with herself. Do you know what I mean? She's like, are you in love with me? You don't love me? Do you want to marry me? What's going on? And he like just doesn't answer. It's hilarious.
This whole series is just fascinating, the way Stacey and Darcey are nightmares
in different ways, right?
Yeah.
Like, I love
yeah,
how Stacey thinks, like, I think Stacey thinks she's
got it
the together one.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's how she acts. And it's like, I don't think so.
No way.
Like,
you might be 10% more together than Darcey, but that's it.
Yeah.
I would love to see Stacey's kids.
Yeah. Where are those kids?
Because Darcey's kids, I mean, I'm sure they've already had sex, no judgment, but
I thought
they're way past kissing.
Right. And then
Let's
when
get
she
them
was
on
like,
birth control there, Darcey.
With the condom, do they put it over their pee-pee? Is that what they do? It's like, are they 5 or are they 15? What's happening right now?
You should be giving them condoms, slipping them in their purse before they go to the freaking club, as they say.
I mean, I gotta say, I'm sorry. I think the conversation nowadays has to happen much sooner just because of the access to information. Like, I think by the time a kid is in middle school, they've got to have had this conversation, not high school. It's way too late.
Man, I still remember them telling us in 3rd grade, they gave us a box of pads and I shoved those things in the back of my closet and thought that they were condoms. I mean, I was devastated. At 3rd grade, they were talking to us about our periods. Do you think that's too early?
I don't think so.
It scared the living shit out of me. I didn't get my period for another a decade.
5
it felt
years,
like
a decade.
Honestly, I was in like
13.
9th grade. So what's 3rd grade to 9th grade? Probably a good solid 7 years.
7 years. Nice math.
I mean, with age wise, with summers included.
I think you were probably, if you were 13, 3rd grade, you were scarred. 8. So 7 years.
I was scarred when I got my period.
Yeah.
Wow, 8 years old is 3rd grade. It feels like I'm 5 years old in 3rd grade.
You kind of are, though. I feel like anything below 10, you're like a real kid, you know? After 10, shit changes.
But her at the beginning, when she's like, what would she say? He knows everything about me, and I only know so much. When she's whispered, she seems cracked out and drunk to me all the time.
You know what's surprising to me is I feel like they all collectively look worse, which is hard to do on reality TV when you're super fixated. They obviously care about their appearance. You know what I mean? But they just all look rougher. Like, the pandemic has been rough to them. Like, it's been a lot of late nights, drinking, boozing, smoking cigarettes. I don't know. Like, I thought Florian looked terrible.
Look like they smoke cigarettes. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I thought Florian looked horrific, and everybody's like, doesn't he always look like that? I was like, I don't know. He looks extra bad to me. So did Georgie. What kind of name
freaks
is that for
me
an adult?
out when they go to the interviews and his hair is down. It's alarming.
Oh yeah, and they're like putting their hair to the same side at the same time. Wild.
I don't want to deal with a man with long hair like that. Like Sheena Shea from Vanderpump Rules, her boyfriend now has all this hair.
I'm not a long hair person for men, personally.
No, it looks hot and stinky. Men smell enough. I guess we said if we were men, our hair would be gone.
Absolutely. Shaved. It's the lack of progression with them. and that they're continuing to do like the same things, like move into a slightly bigger, overly expensive apartment with each other and competing. And Darcey has the higher one. She has the penthouse. Like it's just, it
I was
never
born
stops.
first.
It never stops with them. And that makes it great television.
God, that twin life they never have grown out of being twins.
Do they seem normal to you compared to Extreme Sisters?
No, I feel like they're the same way. Or they're all sometimes they're a little bit worse. At least Christina and them and Jessica, the girls we spoke with, they live separate. These girls pretty much live together, but just on
they could be on the show, I think.
They 100%. When you're sitting there talking about who's firstborn, that would be like if my brother and I never moved away from my parents. And I mean, my dad has told people 100 times over, oh, guess who was born first? Oh, Peter was. Want to know why? Justine was brushing her hair. He says I was brushing my hair in utero. And it's like a joke with them because he just loves that he had twins and his sperm was mighty, you know.
Right.
But it's just, that's how it would be if I lived with my brother forever. It would be twin land. And
yes,
you got to get away from, you got to grow out of it.
I mean, they are adult women who've raised children who are stunted, right? Like they're still.
Why the daughters seem okay.
They do.
But why do they live in the house without Darcey? Or is that just for show, the apartment? Where does Darcey really live?
That's a great question.
Grandpa should just be raising them because Grandpa seems very rational, except for his
rational
stray dick. But, you know, those parents have been through hell and back, losing their son and stuff.
Yeah, and just dealing with the two of them constantly. That's a whole lot.
Yeah. And they don't seem like enablers, but the mom seems exhausted from them.
The dad too. When they were in the kitchen, Darcey was like making dinner, and she was like, the dad was like, "Listen, it's gonna be one or two things. Either she's gonna get it, like," and he's just tired. You can hear it in his voice. He's exhausted of their bullshit.
God,
imagine
he's hot too. He's a hot old man. I'm sorry.
See, this is, you would like him. This is like the crapshoot of parenthood, right? Is like that all of a sudden you can try your hardest, and then you're saddled with these kids for life, and you're tired and you're old. And you don't feel like you can leave them because they just can't get it together. It's the worst.
Oh, and he's a massage therapist. I'm creeped out. I don't want him being my massage therapist. He's definitely going to try and finger me at the end. Got COVID in my pussy. Don't go near me.
That's nice. That's a line. Wow, that was like very aggressive.
Well, no, because he says he can't do it because of COVID. And I would tell him, you know, if you don't want to catch COVID, don't be trying to give me a happy ending.
God,
want to stay alive.
I love how Darcey, her constant cycle is being in a terrible relationship, coming to a breaking point, working on herself in quotations for like 2 days, feeling like she has a whole new perspective on life, and then going right back into the cycle. It's just, she's always like, when she was like, I took like 2 days for myself and I feel so much better. It's like 2 days.
He disappeared for 2 days.
Right. Like you didn't, that wasn't a choice. You were left.
Yeah. And the second he texts, she's like, I gotta get home.
It's crazy. And just their scene of the two of them, like when he was like dressed, you know, like he was hungover, like a hungover teenager who didn't want to be seen with his parents, like that whole dynamic. And she just took that. She took him not answering her. She's crying like a psychopath. He's not saying a word to her, and she's
almost apologizing for it.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, I just love you. It's like, oh my God, Darcey, no.
The daughters think that their mom is grown, and she just is lying to everyone. Now I'm sure they find out eventually that they're saying, my mom has grown a lot. Can you imagine saying that about your mom?
I know, about your mother, right? It is crazy. Like, I think when you become a parent, you realize like your parents are just like fucked up adults who just happen to have kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when you're a kid, your parents are these like idolized, like perfect beings. They're my parents. Then you just realize like, oh, they were just trying to figure it out. Just like,
too, right.
Exactly. And Darcey, unfortunately, is kind of a flawed human being.
Oh, this is what I'm going to say. So he's got an apartment in DC. He's still married, proposing to Darcey.
Right.
Saving $1,400 in a sock. And he had to keep an apartment in DC probably for residency rights to get to become
I feel like
an
when
American
he
citizen.
described that, like about why he was keeping the apartment, it made sense to me. Like, I get that. The
I agree.
part is the money and the fact that you're proposing when you're currently married. Like, that part's weird.
Has he done anything to make her think he's sketchy? Florian's the
so.
scumbag.
Right. Exactly. I mean, listen, Georgie looks like a scumbag. I don't know if he is.
He actually has a pretty like calm personality energy about him.
Yeah, he's putting up
And
with
you
her.
know that Darcey has probably called him. He probably has to block Darcey's number while they don't speak because she probably can't stop herself from calling.
Oh, I guarantee you she's calling on repeat like 50 times. I feel for Darcey
Yes.
because she just so desperately wants to be loved. And I would love for
feel
her to
bad for
find it,
her.
but I don't know. I don't think he's the one, unfortunately.
Then they show those. I always picture Darcey to have looked like Darcey at 3 years old. When they show those high school photos of Darcey and them with dark hair and glasses, wow,
Crazy, right? They didn't look like they just
done
they
up.
looked completely different.
Like I pictured them to look like Zsa Zsa Gabor's sisters in high school, walking around in fur coats, big done up hair.
Stacey,
How does that
like,
evolution happen?
right? And it's just time. And see, this is why they'd be great on Extreme Sisters because they've done everything together. The boobs together, the blonde hair, the bad tracks. Like even when her hair was up and the tracks were showing, like Stacey's hair was the same way. It's like, what? How's this happening? God, I loved Stacey posing for Florian, like trying to show him what a real model looked like. I thought that was great. She snapped right into it.
Them fighting in front of that photographer, then the photographer really giving his honest opinion was
That he loved
just great TV.
Oh, it was good. Shut your mouth.
That was polite. I mean, she's an embarrassment.
It was very much like a stage mom situation, you know?
It was crazy. Like, shut the fuck up. Just let me do this.
It's crazy.
We gotta change. I'm his wife. I forget they're even married.
Right?
Big mistake marrying him.
Huge. I think it's both
He
of these
seems okay,
relationships seem to be on the edge. I don't buy Florian and Stacey for a second. I just don't. He doesn't seem into
I don't
her
either. No.
at all. Like she's
Seems to
talking
hate
about
her.
like the amazingness of marriage and he's like, yeah, it's like he doesn't even care.
Man, if Darcey ever really got a good man, it might be the end of Stacey and Darcey because Stacey wouldn't be able to
I
handle
think
it.
for either of them. They
Yeah.
can't, they have to be in like similar terrible situations at all times.
They need to get these friends more involved too.
Love those friends drinking wine out of the back of the car. I think the parents, the friends, bring them in. I love to see people's opinions of these two. That's where it gets
Just their
good,
facial expressions.
Oh yeah. This has
God,
been their
I'd love to be friends with them.
this has been their entertainment for their entire life.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
that's why
they
they've
can't-
stayed friends. It's
They
like,
can't stay away.
What the fuck did they do today? Here we go. I bet
I
constant.
can't imagine when they were younger. I've hung out with sisters like that, and it's fascinating because I didn't have a sister. Such a different world.
Yeah, I've always thought that was siblings because I'm an only child. Like, I was thinking this the other day. I feel like only child is like a sad phrase. Like to just when people are like, oh God,
right.
you're an only child. Where it's like, when people, it's just weird that it's like very
I don't know how else you
negative.
should put it, but it does make it seem like
Right,
like it's
like
something
you're
sad
the
about it.
only
When
one.
you get everything.
Your parents made
Life
this
is pretty
fucking
fucking
terrible
good.
decision
Yeah.
to be the only one.
What's a better way to put it?
I don't know.
Single
One
child
kid,
sounds sad
single
too.
child. I know it. All of it sounds sad.
As I said,
Funny.
my best friends, I've always had single, only children friends, and
Are we gonna
they
try to
brought me
change
along
the
on
phrase?
vacations. And
Yeah, that was the best too. Yeah, you got to.
they always had all the same shit. They always had the best stuff because nobody had to share anything.
Right. It's true.
It was great.
Me downs. Yeah, I didn't mind it.
I'm surprised. I must like the characteristics of they
Only
say
children.
that only children are assholes, but
They do.
you're not,
All-
and like
People, you know how many times I've heard that when people are like, "Man, you're an only child, huh? Wouldn't know. You're not an asshole." It's like, why is that? What's that the stigma?
they
yeah.
act like just because my parents didn't spoil the shit out of me,
Right. Yeah. What else? Anything else on these two? I'm happy this show's
I'm
back,
more of a
gotta say.
psychopathic emotional basket case.
You?
I just people are saying, "Oh my god, I can't believe I'm watching this again." I think it's great TV. They need to. I don't know what will happen this whole season,
Mm-hmm.
but I wish that they could be in a Bachelorette type situation
That'd be
rather
great.
than their life. They need
Mhm.
something like that.
Oh my
Put
God,
them
like
in
the I
bikinis
Love
with
New York
sarongs and
dating
shit.
show. That's what we need. But with them, I would watch that in a second.
Because they would take it so serious too.
Yes, they would. Oh my God, that's a great idea. Don't steal our
Why
idea,
not?
TLC. Love it.
Fuck Vinny and Paulie.
Right.
Get these two girls in.
Absolutely.
When they're riding in the car and the the lightning and thunder goes off, they're 12. They're like a little kid.
Even like when they pick up their mom and she's like, oh, and they're like all dancing with each other. Yeah, they're great.
It is so cute.
I would watch it all
I love
day.
the mom. The mom's gone deaf and she doesn't even care to enhance her hearing
No,
so she can
doesn't
listen
give
to
a
them.
shit.
She's like, what'd you
Silence
say?
finally, after 40
Oh, you're
years.
engaged? Congratulations, I guess. And I
Mom
love
doesn't
Stacey.
give a
You might as
shit.
well tell her and get it over with.
Mm.
I love
Yeah.
Stacey's kind of Marge Simpson-esque voice.
Yes, it is great.
Are they drunks and they don't? Maybe they're sober and they surprised they wouldn't be filming it.
Oh, you're full circle here.
I just wonder because she sounds like she smokes a pack a day, but they're not doing it on camera.
Right. Yeah, they don't really drink on camera. I don't know. Those are the people you have to be wary of. What are they doing?
But I just pictured Darcey, right? I pictured Darcey going and getting engaged, and she goes out with her friends, gets shit faced. And one of her friends said one thing that got into her brain.
Yep, that's
And
it.
who are these friends that she's out with?
Yeah, I mean, she's got friends.
What was the whole fur coat situation? I kind of zoned out there.
I have no idea what happened.
She bought Georgie a fur coat on her birthday. It was Stacey's birthday or something. You must have
Oh,
zoned
I
out.
missed that. Something to fight about for decades, I'm sure.
All right, guys, let us
All right,
know what you think.
Friends, we love you, and we'll be back before you know it.